Today, I'm giving myself 8 hours to catch 5 bass that weigh 17 pounds on a lake I've never seen before in my life. If I can't unlock the secret to catching big bass on this lake, then I'll be bleaching my hair like Joe Burrow. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh my God. The lake I'm fishing today is located near the Finger Lakes in New York. It has both smallmouth bass and largemouth bass. Now, looking at a map of this lake, you can see that it is long and narrow. The northern and southern ends are both flat, where the western and eastern ends are both fairly steep. Now, as soon as I put the boat in the water, I noticed a lot of milfoil grass. Milfoil is one of my favorite species of grass to target. Now, we are here in August, and so I figured that the bass would be located fairly close to deeper water. And looking at a map, you can see this northern end, there's definitely a large flat. I'd imagine that a lot of fish are up in this region during the spawn, and so I decided to start on kind of this subtle point. This is kind of the last point before it drops into really deep water. And I thought maybe if there was some milfoil grass on top, that maybe I could find some bass somewhere in it on this point. I got a feeling we're gonna be doing a lot of flipping today. One of my absolute favorite things to do is flip, you know, deeper grass. It looks like from the graph that we have some milfoil, and we got a really hard edge right where I'm sitting right here. And I don't know if that's the case with the whole lake. Usually a real hard edge, though, can be really good. I got a feeling, though, it's gonna be one of those things that we flip our tails off for a couple of hours before we kind of get into them. But once we get into them, we might be able to catch quite a few. You never know how the day is going to transpire, which is just what I love so much about fishing. What do you think? Little X-Zone, adrenaline crawl. I'm gonna start out with a soft plastic, just to try to get some bites. I might end up moving up to a jig if I can get in, if I can find an area where there's some fish, then I might pitch that jig around to see if I can't get maybe a better average size. Look at that, look, there's a muskie looking around. See him looking? What in the name? Or a pike or something, see him? I saw that on one of Bailey's videos. Look at him looking around. What in the name? Oh.
Are you guys seeing this? What the?
Looks like the grass is topped out over here, so I'm gonna get up in it a little bit and just see what type of grass. I'm seeing milfoil leaves and hanging around, so I'm assuming that's what it is, but yeah. There's a fish. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Okay. Well, fish number one. Gosh, look how thick that fish is. I mean, perfect right through the snout. All right. Fish number one, baby. We are only about 40 minutes into fishing. I spent 10 minutes rigging up a rod. That's a good one to start with. So thick. Look how fat the fish are. So healthy. Today's goal weight is 17 pounds. We have kind of a long day to get it done, but I've never been to this lake ever, and I can't wait. I can't wait to fish more and seeing some activity. Gotta love starting out with a solid fish there. Heck yeah, that's a 262. So we're really looking for the 3 to 4 pound quality fish, but that is a great one to start the day. First one on this lake. Gosh, there's something special about the first one, you know? Look how fat. I mean, he looks like a grouper. Look at him. It's a grouper bass. Look at that. Something special about that first fish. All right, let's let him go. I caught that fish on a little, just a little punch rig. I got a Adrenaline Crawl by X-Zone with a 1/2 ounce weight. There was a hard edge out there that I was fishing, but it was like 5-6 foot below the surface. And my experience from fishing grass like this is that sometimes those fish really, I don't know what it is, but it seems like where you have grass that's topped out is where it seems like they really like it. I don't know. We're gonna figure that out today, but that is the first clue that we got. Today's gonna be big time about spots, because this whole lake is bordered by grass. And so you're gonna find these little areas where there's a lot of fish. Maybe we found one already. How awesome would that be? Sometimes you don't find one for a little while. So let's just keep on going, baby. There's another one. Yeah. Okay, maybe we did find something. Covered in milfoil. Not a big one. Just a little keeper. All right, got another fish. Couple. My scale's still on. I always tell my tournament partner, I love when the scale's still on, because that means you're catching them quick. I'm gonna try to weigh him quick. 152. Doing the exact same thing. Nice fish. This is the milfoil. I'll talk a little bit more about milfoil later and why it's such a good grass to find. But man, that was fun. I need to see if there's more fish right there here though. This video is brought to you by my apparel company, Finn Fishing. Right now for the month of August, if you buy one of my USA made sun shirts, one of the only ones out there on the market, you get an absolutely free American Bass t-shirt. This is a tri-blend t-shirt that I can almost guarantee is one of the most comfortable t-shirts that you will ever wear. And right now it is 100% free with the purchase of a sun shirt. All you gotta do is add the size and the color sun shirt that you like to cart, add the American Bass t-shirt that you like to cart, and it will automatically discount at checkout. Shopping at Finn Fishing is surely the best way to help support the Bass Fishing HQ channel. I'm gonna leave some links down below in the description. As soon as I caught that first fish, I made a waypoint, and I'm gonna be doing that all day long, because like I said, you're gonna see these little clusters where these fish are, and they can be very, very small clusters. I mean, the size of the front deck of your boat, which if you have an Icon, it's a little bit bigger, but the size of the front deck of your boat could have 20 fish in it, legitimately. And so, a lot of times the reason that they get in such tight little wads is there's something on the bottom in that area that they really like. Maybe it's a little bit of rock, maybe it's just hard bottom, maybe it's a little bluegill bed, maybe, there's so many things. Maybe the canopy just sets up right in the grass. There's another. Oh God, get out of there. Oh, I lost him. Darn it. That was a big one, guys. Shoot. Tell you what, I made a mistake on that fish. When he picked it up, I really didn't reel down to set the hook. And when I actually hit him, gosh darn it, that felt like a great big one. When I actually reeled down to hit him, I just popped a bunch of slack in the line, so I really didn't get a good hook set on it. It is so important when you're doing this to have a tight line when you set the hook, because I'm fishing in, I mean, 10, 12 foot of water right here. You really don't even want to make, I made a little bit of a long pitch too. You don't want to make too long of a pitch, because your bait is going down through the grass and then up, straight up. So there's already going to be some slack in your line just when you go to set the hook. So the closer you are, the less slack is going to be in your line. And you got to reel down to him. Darn it. Man, I'm telling you what, that was a big one. He was cutting through that grass. Oh my God. You know, the way that milfoil grows, it gets a little thicker towards the top. And so at the base of it, although it looks real thick at the top, there'll be canopies on the bottom side. And that's where those fish hang. They're gonna hang in that bottom, really on the bottom, down deep. And so they can still see a couple foot down there. I mean, it just depends too on a little bit on the canopy, but you could catch one that comes a couple of feet away. But a lot of times this is needle in a haystack fishing. I'm just trying to figure out where all these fish are gonna be in it, you know, like those 3 bites probably came within 30 foot of each other, just over there. And I'm gonna go back through in a minute, but I'm trying to figure trying to see if the fish are all over this little point that I'm sitting on, this little last point before the deep water, or if they're in just a real specific section. So it's pretty close to where I lost that big one. There's a bite. Oh, that's a good one. All right, guys, got the 3rd one. Still fairly close to where I caught those other ones, but definitely a little bit further. That is a 185. 185. Gosh, I love fishing this way. It is so much fun. Look how healthy and thick that fish is. Beautiful. Love it. I really have changed up my flipping setup to kind of resemble that of Seth Feider. Seth Feider is really kind of the goat of this specific technique, and he uses a 7 foot 1 inch, actually a medium heavy power rod that's a little bit more parabolic, but he uses braid to fluorocarbon. And this is a 7 foot 1. I use anything from a 7 foot 1 to 7 foot 3, and I really like that setup for grass like this. Now if you're punching like mats, it's a little bit different. You don't want to use this setup, but for this style fishing, it really is a perfect setup. Here's a perfect example of kind of what these fish have been coming out of. But like I said, when you kind of get the grass that's topped out, where it's just below the surface or even up onto the surface like this, you know, you can see the difference between over here where it's not quite to the surface and here where it is. And I just don't know what it is, but it just seems like that is where I've gotten all the bites today. It's also where I get like all the bites a lot of times when I'm doing this technique. I feel very fortunate to get in an area with some fish so quick. Sometimes doing this technique, it can just take a while to really locate some fish. And I mean, I felt like I picked a prime area, judging by the map, that looked right to me, but still there's times where you guess and check, and you do that all day until you find a little wad of them. So definitely gets the confidence up. Oh my gosh. Dude. Gotta mark it. All right, baby. Let's go. I love fishing like this. Oh my gosh. Look at that. What a fish. Probably a 3. Let's weigh it. Breeze picked up a little bit, which is knocking me off my hole, but I'm marking every single time I catch one. Very important. Fish weighs a little bit more like the ones we want to catch. 297. 297. Golly. What a freaking fish. Love it. Love it. We got 9 pounds right now with 4. And we'll let that fish go. I'm feeling really good. Hopefully we can find us just a couple more areas like this. I mean, I'm gonna just keep on flipping around here, but gosh, what a fun bite. I love it. I love it so much. Now, after catching a few quality fish in this grass, I really decided that I wanted to spend the time to try to dissect more areas. So I made a subtle move just about 100 yards away from where I started fishing to another area that seemed to have some really good tall milfoil. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes sir. Yes sir. Gosh, I love this so much. Look at that baby. Man. I think that might be the biggest one yet. Definitely more of the right size. Actually flipped, I was kind of starting to go fast, flipped a really good section of grass right here. And this is the only bite I've had so far. It weighs 291. I thought he was bigger than that, but he's so thick. 291, babe. Look how beautiful those fish are. Just beautiful fish. Gosh, I love this so much. Same type of deal. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. That's our limit fish, by the way, for 11.92. But hopefully we gotta find some bigger ones. I feel like with the bigger fish, the grass doesn't matter. They'll go side. With the small ones, you pretty much bring them right out, but the big ones, they'll go sideways in the grass. You know, they kind of have the power to do whatever they want, which is what that first one I lost did too. But good fish right there. Hopefully he's got some brothers or a mother. I'm all discombobulated. Tell you what, I'm gonna have a freaking pile of X-Zone crawls by the end of the day if I keep doing this. Dude, I just saw another, I don't know if they're pike or they're muskie, but they're literally swimming around with their face out of the water. This is gonna be just a fishing day, man. Just put the trolling motor down and just fish. There's another one. Oh my god. Come here, buddy. Yes, sir. That's gonna help. That is gonna help. All right, well, I just kind of turned the boat around because I had driven over a part of this grass when I kind of found it, and I just kind of wanted to go back through. I also wanted to fish it a little bit shallow. I was concentrating on the outside edge of it, and now I'm just kind of flipping all over in it. And just got another good one. Gosh, this is so much fun. I honestly feel like I may have just found one of my new favorite lakes. That fish will definitely help. That's a 2 77, which replaces the 152 I caught. We're at 13-18 right now. 4 pounds away, and it's 9:15 in the morning, been fishing for 2 hours. So we got some time. Man, that's awesome. Dang it. I think I just got piked. God, that's a good one there. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's a good one. Oh, gosh, I'm glad I came back through. Oh, about to lose my rod. Look at that. That is the biggest one of the day so far. Gosh, what a freaking bite, man. This fish got some teeth on him. Should be over 3. Oh yeah, 324 replaces the 189 I had. So really nice coal, up to 14.5 pounds. Gosh, what a freaking beautiful fish. Is that not the most beautiful fish? I love grass bass, man. I love it. I just love it. I love it so much. Let's go. Man, that fish was the first fish that he was moving with that. I mean, I noticed my line was falling about 500 feet a second. Well, not that really, but it seemed like that. That feels big. Oh. Let's go. These things have some teeth on them, man. My hands are already jacked up. All right, our small fish is a 262. He should be bigger than that. $290. Dang, that's the third 291 I've caught today. Nice fish. Since my first 2 spots were pretty successful just flipping milfoil, I decided to just keep on my trolling motor and look at kind of more of this flatter area a little bit further north. Now, I did get a few bites in this grass, but they were smaller and I just wasn't finding a large group of fish. So after a while of fishing around here, I decided to kind of look at this major point on the west side of the lake. My thought was very similar to the first area that I fished. If there is milfoil grass on this point and it drops into deep water, I can definitely see some bass being located somewhere on this point. I don't know what type of grass this is, but I have not gotten bit out of it. Definitely the grass that I've gotten bit out of is just milfoil, and it seems like it's the foil that's by itself too. Like, I've flipped a couple areas that are foil and some different types of grass, and haven't gotten bit yet out of that. It's been pretty much a straight foil, but I'm trying to keep it all honest. Man, this is some really good looking stuff right here. I'm surprised I haven't been bit yet. Nice point here. I'm in almost 12 foot of water, milfoil all the way up to the top. Can't believe I haven't gotten a bite here yet. After this morning, first couple hours, man, I thought the whole lake was gonna be nothing but fish catch, but I must have just they either were biting really good this morning or I just happened to kind of land on them. I ran over to this point. I had been up north and I kind of was on the flat, and I caught a couple on that flat, but I just didn't felt like I wanted to have something to kind of provide an edge and to get these fish closer to deep water. Oh, man, I feel like there should be one here. There's just beautiful grass. There should be a whole school here, is what, really. That feels like a big one, and it is. Oh my gosh, that is a big one, dude. Holy crap, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that freaking chub right there. Look how thick, dude. That is a good one, man. I couldn't hardly budge that fish. I was just saying how perfect the grass is over here. Everything looks perfect. I hadn't got bit though, and then I just got a bite and he took my plastic off, and then that guy got it. So small fish is a 277, so it's a definite upgrade. See how much he weighs. 370. Oh, man, what a freaking fish, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna put my fin gloves on, because honestly my hands are so tore up from this morning. Look at that. Gosh, freaking beautiful fish, dude. Look how thick that fish is. It's August and that fish is so thick and healthy. 370. That's the kind we want right there, baby. All right, thank you, buddy. My gosh, how awesome was that? That fish was just sitting there with that thing, man. I thought maybe I was hung. I thought about setting the hook like 4 times, and then finally he pulled back and I set.
So I was actually pretty shocked that I had only caught 1 bass in this area. The grass just looked so good to me, but right before I was about to leave, I decided to make another pass kind of on the inside of the grass. I had done this earlier in the second spot of the morning, and it actually produced more bites for me. So before I leave, I'm gonna make one more pass on the inside.
That's a good one. Decent one right there, but he's not gonna help us. We need 291s. Nice. Thick fish, man. Look how thick and healthy those fish are. I'm kind of on the back side of where I just caught that 370. I kind of went down an outside edge, and kind of like I did earlier this morning, I actually ended up coming back down an inside edge, and it actually yielded more results when I did that earlier too. So a lot harder to kind of control the boat where I need it to be on this side though, because the wind is pushing the back end of my boat into the grass, and I'm trying to keep it out. There's another one. Oh my God. Oh. Oh.
Dude. Got us another good one right there. Look at that, baby. Oh my gosh, dude. There's a little wad of them right there. Try to get us away real quick. There we go, baby. That's another good one. Another good one. I've had 4 or 5 bites in a very small section, and I'm glad I decided to come back, because I feel like every time I get a bite on the outside grass line, if I kind of come back around and fish the inside of that same kind of patch of grass, I actually get more bites. There we go. There's a 326. Replaces a 291. So we're at 1609 right now. Gosh, look at that, baby. I'm having an absolute freaking ball out here. Solid chunk right there. Thank you, buddy. Tell you what, I've been catching so many fish and setting the hook so much. I've been going through baits like crazy. I kind of ran out of all of my green pumpkin adriftlet crawls, and I decided most of these fish are kind of, I feel like it's a reaction hit. You know, they hit it as soon as it kind of busts through and comes down. So I put on a black and blue. Plus, this water isn't like gin clear like a lot of, you know, New York lakes can be. I don't know if it has a little bit of an algae bloom, but it's definitely only a couple of foot of visibility, maybe 3 foot. So black and blue might be a good one anyway. So let's go see if there's not any more in that patch. Definitely a little better quality, it seems like, in this real small patch, but I'm just gonna take my time and really ease through that next kind of 30-40 yard section, because I had a 370, a 326, probably at 1 2 3/4. I missed one all right here within about 20 or 30 foot from each other. Oh yes, sir. Dude, big ones over here, boys. Dude, I just keep going in circles around this one little small grass patch. Keep getting a bite here and there. Look at that. This is nuts. That one small little area where I caught that 370, I keep kind of going back and forth, and I just keep getting bit. All right, that fish is gonna replace a 290, another 291. That's one of the bigger ones of the day, 365, 361. Oh my gosh, look at that. Man, 1679, we're almost up to 17 pounds. Look at that beast. It's crazy how many fish are right here. This happens all the time when you fish grass. You'll go for miles without catching a fish, and you get into one little zone and they're just everywhere. This is the 4th pass through this one little zone, and the only reason I wanted to come back through is because I felt like they were better than average fish. And now I have a 326, a 361, a 370 something. I lost a big one. Whew. I'm having a blast. This is so much fun. If I can catch like one more, let's see, 16.7. If I can catch one more 3 1/4, I should have 17 pounds. Oh my gosh. I think that'll do it for us. If I can get him in. Oh I think that's the biggest one, baby. That's gonna do it for us. Whew. That's gonna give us 17, baby. Look how fat that thing is. That's gotta be a 4. Dude, I knew as soon as I set the hook, because I was like not moving it. I could feel his head just down there boogieing all over the place. That's the biggest one. Ended on the biggest one. That is awesome, dude. Let's go. 429 replaces a 297. 427 replaces a 297, which gives us 18 pounds, baby. 1809. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that beast. Gosh, what a beautiful fish, dude. Tell me that that thing's not beautiful. Gosh, what a beast. Thanks, buddy. Well, we started at 7:15. It's 12:43, so took us 5.5 hours to get to that 18 pound, actually over 17 pounds. We hit 18 pounds, and man, I want to do this for the rest of my life, is just out here flip. This has been so awesome. Gosh, this has been awesome. This lake is sweet. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, comment down below. If you like the lake break videos, share it with a friend. Also, I'm gonna leave the playlist right here for all the lake breaks. So I'll see you guys in the next one.